The original position, as John Rawls calls it, is essentially the position that we would be in if we decided to leave the state of nature and form a new society with other individuals who were also living in the state of nature. So, if you're using your imagination and you imagine that human beings are all in the state of nature, living for him or herself alone. And, as rational beings, we come to think that this way of life is very difficult, and maybe we should cooperate with each other instead of always competing with each other. Um, we would come together and we would have to essentially construct the rules of society. And the way in which we would do that would be to come to some kind of mutual agreement with the other human beings, with these other potential members of society, about what the laws and the rules of society should be. In other words, we have to come to a mutual agreement as a community, as a group of people, cooperatively, an agreement about what ought to be allowed in society and what ought to not be allowed, what ought to be prohibited in society. And the original position is the position we're in at the beginning of this process, when we come out of the state of nature and we're going to form the rules of society. John Rawls is asking you to imagine what this would be like to try to come to a mutual agreement with other human beings who, remember, are just like yourself, selfish, rational, and wanting to lead the best life possible. That is true of every human being. And so we're trying to come together as a community to agree on principles for our society. And the original position is the position we're in at the beginning of this process.